Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back. We have another Winbridge product. I pronounced that right? Yeah, Winbridge. We're doing good today. All right. Yes, we're awake. So this is another amp, PA amp that the company has sent me to check out. You guys will remember this one here with the FM radio, TF card slot, USB slot. It's got a lot of stuff in it, including a much bigger speaker from the looks of things too. And it is very loud. So we're going to take a look at this little guy. Now this is in rose gold, so it's not pink, okay? It's rose gold. And it's not a bad rose gold actually. It's close, but it does come in black as well. I'm not sure about other colors, but definitely pink and black. Now this is a new release, so no Amazon links or buyer's links right now of any kind. They wanted me to check this out and review it for you folks, so thought, all right, let's do this. So hopefully they still send me more of these things after this review, because I do have a really bad thing about this particular amp that I want to discuss. At first I had a few issues, but they helped me sort them out. Some of them were actually my bad. Okay. You really got to pay attention to the instructions, and if you have poor eyesight, you might want a magnifying glass. Because there's a thing about this whole recording issue that's a little different on this one. And it works a little differently. But we will get to that. So what do we have for features? We have a headphone thing for the headset. So it's not for private listening, it's for the mic. Auxiliary input. So we do get an auxiliary cable. 1/8 inch stereo to 1/8 inch stereo mini plug. Okay, so if you have like a, and I have one, a retro CD Walkman, okay, you can pop a CD player and run batteries. Everything's battery. It's rechargeable. Same size battery too, apparently, to the original one. They've upgraded the strap. Kevy's going to be doing some part swapping, by the way, just so you guys all know. I like the quality of this strap better, especially the clips. I'll show you that in a few minutes. Okay, they've gone to a USB-C for the charging. That's actually kind of handy, you know. I'm starting to kind of like USB-C stuff to a certain degree. Okay. We have an upgraded headset as well. It's actually a little bit, I find it's a little smaller in diameter, so it's going to fit a larger variety of heads without any issues. It's going to be much tighter too. They've upgraded the pad, made it slightly larger here too. I don't know if they've done anything with the mic element, probably not. Same mono mini plug. This is a stereo plug. Anyways, so let's have a little bit of fun with this. So we've got the basic buttons up top. We've got record, we've got the skip buttons, we've got play and pause, and of course we have a mode button that technically really doesn't do much. Okay, that was a little disappointing. It's like, okay, but you do got to get to Bluetooth again when you want to go away from it, so it will switch. So it does have some functionality there. But there's no radio in this. Now, like I said, smaller speaker, not as loud. They rate this one at around the 10 watt range. As you guys know, the other one was rated at 15. It ain't 15. But this is also not really a true 10 watts, because you need the decibel levels to actually work with the wattage power in order to get that large obnoxious sound. And this is not a guitar amp either, although we could plug a guitar into it, because we did with the other one. But we're not doing that today. So, we've also lost out on the TF card slot. So the little micro card doesn't have one of those in here. So you only have a USB stick. Now, if you have like a micro stick, they're actually much more handier than these larger ones, so that this way you don't knock things the wrong way. But for this video, we're using this one. So we're on Bluetooth. Now, we don't have a power indicator, by the way, so we have no idea what's going on with the battery until it basically dies, right? But don't worry, even though it's a lithium rechargeable battery, it has its own cutoff circuit, so it's not going to kill the battery. But you're definitely going to get like your 10 hours of playtime out of this thing without too much problems. We have a light bulb. It goes red when you're charging and green when it's fully charged. So a little more basic, right? So they've taken away a lot of stuff out of this unit, made it more basic, but still, we're going to find out how loud it really is, and is it still a usable loudness, right? Let's go into that. So first of all, I want to do the MP3 thing. I have a song that I've actually written and recorded in a studio many years ago. We're going to play this. So we have the unit on, and then we plug this in. Full blast. I see with new eyes. I feel with a new heart. I touch with new hands, and I hear with new ears, and I know Jesus. So we can pause that. Now we can't skip because it's the only file I have on here, but if I had other files, we could skip through them. Alright, so let's get our headset out and plug it in. We're on pause. Now, when you're trying to play back something and you're on pause, well, guess what? Your headset's on pause too, so you're not going to get any audio out. Now, I like the adjustability feature of this. This is actually quite nice, so that works. I believe the other one has that same feature too. Yes, it rotates as well. It's kind of a friction thing, where this one's got actual little clickers that lock it into place, which is quite cool, actually. Like I said, some upgrades and downgrades at the same time. So this is going to get a little obnoxious. So I can talk over top, or I can sing with it if I wanted to. Okay, so I can sing along with it. It's kind of hard to sing along with it when the speaker's facing this way, but you get the idea, right? So I can definitely go over top if I want to, because I am me. Okay, so there's no actual stop button, it's a pause button, right? But let's do this. I just pressed record, and now I'm the obnoxious one. Okay, we have to have fun on YouTube, right? That's what it's all about, having fun and also giving you guys some help here. So, it's pretty good this way. So for talking, it's not bad. This is where my problem with this unit is. Listen very carefully. 1, 2, 3. I see with new eyes. I hear. Okay, so you're going to hear a warble sound. Okay, let's stop the recording. We just click the record button quickly. Now, if we want to play back, then we just press and hold. I just pressed record, and now I'm the obnoxious one. Okay, we have to have fun on YouTube, right? That's what it's all about, have fun and also giving you guys some help here. So, it's pretty good this way. So for talking, it's not bad. This is where my problem with this unit is. Listen very carefully. 1, 2, 3. I see with new eyes. I hear. Okay, so a lot of warble when you're recording, not so much when you play it back. Kind of weird. Okay, so I have my other unit here.
TF card playing. FM mode. Battery.
Okay, turn that down a bit. So this is the first unit that they sent me. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And we're gonna get a little obnoxious here because we can. Okay, so let's hit record.
Start recording.
1, 2, 3, 4. I see with new eyes.
plays it like that. 2, 3, 4. I see with new eyes.
Okay, so no warble while recording, no warble afterwards. Now, my guess is we have a slight oscillation issue here with the recording system. I really don't know what to tell you. I personally am not happy with that. Okay, the other one is perfectly clear. We just witnessed it for ourselves. It is fantastic. And by the way, that is my more favorite unit. Getting to the basics, a lot of people are not going to want an FM radio. I get that. I mean, and you might be somewhere where you can't even get an FM signal, so why have one with a radio? Well, the radio is kind of handy if you're near somewhere where you can get a radio station in, which is kind of cool. Sing along with your tunes on the radio too, which is nice. So I kind of like that one. The other one I also like because it's a bigger speaker, it's much louder, etc. This one is actually pretty practical too. Not kidding you. It is actually a decent little unit overall. Functionality works a little bit different, especially for playing back your files. Now, it would have been nice for them to keep that little TF mini card slot in there and have an integrated card, you know, because plugging something like this in, you know, that can be a little in the way, we'll say, but the other one has it too, you know, but at least it has two options for you to use. So you can actually have just MP3s on this and play back on the other one, or this one you're going to have MP3s on here and you're going to have your recordings, or you have a separate stick just for your recordings. So it depends on what you're doing with it. So there's kind of a not really a bad point of them taking away the TF slot, but on the other side of the fence, I kind of wish they would have kept it in there, because it is a lot more convenient to not have to use this and to have them separate. So, I mean, they did a lot of really good work on designing the other one really well, and it works fantastic. This one here also works really well and is overall fantastic. However, we do have that warble problem here, which is extremely annoying, and you hear just a slightness of that warble when you play back your recording. So it is actually still there, just not as pronounced. Okay, so either there's a design engineer problem here, which is more than likely, or something else. Okay, so I'm not going to say yes I recommend or no I don't at this point. If you're just straight out talking, this thing is going to work fine, okay? If you're going to try and sing along with this thing, that's where you're going to have that warble issue, but at least we know on playback it's not as pronounced, but it's still kind of there, but it shouldn't be there anyway, period. So somebody mucked up when they did the programming of the chip or the amp in this thing, whatever they've done, that's causing this issue to happen. Okay, now keep in mind, guys, this is the only unit I've tested of this new version that's been released, or about to be released, whichever. I would think that because the company will also be watching this video as well, they're definitely going to have to talk to their team of designers and find out what happened here, you know, and is this affecting other units. And the easiest test is that 1, 2, 3, and then try singing along with it and see how that goes just on the amplifier side, just as we did it. And if the other units do it too, well, they're going to have to not release this yet, because I personally would not buy this unit knowing that it has this issue, because to me that is a problem, okay? And it's something that actually needs to be fixed. However, as far as the rest of the unit goes, I like it. And in fact, you know, I want to actually take this headset and move it over. I think I can. Yeah, that's straight mono only, so I'm not sure. Let's see if the newer headset actually works on the new one. Because I actually like this headset. I don't know why they went with a stereo plug on this one and mono on the other, but let's see if it works. Because if it does, cool.
TF card playing. FM mode. Battery.
1, 2. And it works! It works! It works! I'm happy! It's gonna go on this unit. Oh, feedback. My bad. Okay. So the upgraded headset's getting swapped over. Also, these are the clips. These are really cheap, cheesy clips they put on a really good unit for the strap. And it's also kind of a cheesy strap, too, in comparison. Although it does have these, releases that are kind of nice. So that's kind of a nice little bonus. You can just take them off and leave them there. I mean, they're good, sturdy hooks, don't get me wrong. But this strap is much nicer. And let me get rid of the elastic band here. Hello. I like the quality of the material of this strap. It is silky. It's nice, and nice heavy-duty clip system too, and very easy to operate. It's just a little baton, away you go. So, yep, this is going to get swapped over that unit too. I'm doing some part swapping, right? Now, right now I can't recommend the unit until they figure out why it does that warbly sound. But otherwise, the unit is really good. Regular out speech, it seems to be okay. So, let's go back. So could it be that the headset might be the issue? Because we do have a stereo plug, now, which shouldn't make any difference. But let's use the original headset from my other unit, because that I haven't experimented with. One, two, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yep, still does it. So it's not the headset. Headset's not the issue. At least we found that out. That's the good thing. We need to know these things. I am actually glad I have the other one to compare against too. And hopefully if they send me any more amps in the future, hoping, we can do other swapping and stuff of parts if necessary to check and confirm if we do find any issues, right? And that is a bonus of having the extra unit right now, is to compare even the headset, because we have a mono-only plug versus a stereo plug. Maybe the stereo plug was the warble issue. Turns out, not the issue. Okay, so there's definitely something going on with this little guy. But, as we know, we can just, hook up the original gear here. Oh, that's not the original headset. This one. Okay, so let's go back to this headset for a minute. Now, generally you're not singing with these things. I mean, they do market these things for teachers, tour guides, instructors, youth counselors, professors, clowns, and elderly, and who have a soft voice. So, old people with a soft voice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. So for general talking, it is perfectly fine. It's the singing part, okay? That's the part where it's not so cool. But, see, we proved the other unit going 1, 2, does not warble like this does, okay? And it shouldn't warble, which means there's a design problem here somewhere, okay? Fact. So, if you have no intentions whatsoever of singing along, then, yeah, the unit's fine. But if you're going to, well, you know what you're going to run into. We've already shown you that we have the warble, and of course, with the playback, the warble is still there, just not so present. Okay? And going back to our TF thing here, or, sorry, USB stick, with the song that I've recorded, off exactly where it left off, which is kind of cool. But I can restart by hitting either one of the buttons because I only have one song on here. Now you'll notice that recording didn't play back, right? And it's not accessible because it's in a different folder. So this is why. Push and hold. Couple seconds.
I just pressed record, and now I'm the obnoxious one. Okay, we have to have fun on YouTube, right?
Okay, so because the recorded files are in a separate folder on your stick, that's actually kind of nice, right? So, but you do have to press and hold for a couple seconds, then let go of the record button, and it plays it back. That's fantastic, because then you can have your multiple recordings and you know they're on a separate folder. They're not a mess inside when you go and put the stick into a computer and try and open it up. Your MP3s will stay separate. That's cool. That's a very nice thing. Alright, so you guys know where I sit with this, right? I mean, overall, for speech use, fine. Not a problem. Playing back a recorded music like an MP3 seems to be okay. Doesn't seem to be problematic. What I tried to do, where we found the problems, was raw recording format. This is where there's some issues with the unit that the companies get worked out before they actually do a full release on this thing. So hopefully they can fix the problem, find out what the problem is and fix it. Hopefully send me a new one of, you know, a repaired version, and we'll do some retesting and comparing to make sure that everything's been fixed too. And then at that time I can give it a yay or nay on that one. But in the meantime, for me, I'm going to have to say right now they need to fix this, okay? Although, on the other side of the fence, it is a nice little package. And if you don't want a radio, you don't have one. If you don't care about the TF mini card slot, well, you don't have one either. If you're not worried about private listening, well, this thing doesn't have a headphone jack, so you're not doing private listening, okay? That they should have left in, so you could actually listen back in private to anything you recorded, or if you want to listen to MP3s in private, they should have left in the headphone jack. But they didn't. They did leave in the auxiliary input port for playback, which is fine. It does a nice job. Like I said, we're not going to bother with any of the Bluetooth stuff. I don't keep Bluetooth device like my phone. Okay, I've got Bluetooth. I have it wired into my car for talking to people in my car. That's the only use I have for Bluetooth in my life. Although I do know the Bluetooth feature actually does work in this and works fine. I don't keep MP3s on my phone, okay, or on my iPads for that sort of thing. Okay, in fact, I don't have any music on this thing because I don't want it on there, okay? It's just not me. But if it's you, then fine, and you can use your phone to wirelessly go Bluetooth and play back your stuff. Or if you have a headphone jack on your phone or your tablet, then you can log in with the included cable. The USB-C, very smart upgrade, okay? So, keep the USB-C, love it. Keep the cable, love it. Love the upgraded headset, and it works on the other unit, so I'm going to be playing some swappy parts, because I really do like this unit much more. It's much more clearer, it's got better sound reproduction quality out of it than this, but you have to expect that, because this is a larger speaker, and it has more output power, where this is a much smaller speaker with less output power, but still more than loud enough to get your point across to people in a large room. Okay, and if you are an older person with a soft voice, or a young person that has a soft voice, because hey, everybody's different, then this is definitely going to amp you up that you can actually get over top people. And the closer you have that mic, of course, the more output, but watch how close you do go, because you don't want that explosion stuff going on, because it's really annoying to people, by the way. Okay. But yeah, otherwise, the rest of the unit I think is fine. They only have one thing here that they need to address seriously, and that's that warbling that's going on. And it does still happen on the playback of a straight vocal thing. But it doesn't seem to be there with the music. Like, I honestly can't really hear anything going on, but let's give it a good listen. And then we're out of here. Okay, so absolutely no warble effect there. So we know that with a properly recorded MP3, it's not going to do it. But when you're doing it yourself, like we've done, we have an issue. This unit has no issues whatsoever doing the exact same thing as we did show you and prove to you on that one. So that's kind of where I'm at. I don't really have much else to say. No more voice prompts either in this one. So they pretty much really shaved it down in a lot of ways with this particular unit. And I can see that because a lot of people don't want a radio. Fine, take out the radio. People don't really care the difference between TF card slots or USB sticks. Okay, fine. Gotta keep one, keep the USB port. Works better. Besides, more of us use these things to keep our MP3 collections on than we would a TF card. Okay, so that's practical to leave that in, right? I wish that on either one of these units they would actually put in an actual stop button instead of pause, stop. I do though like that when you do hit the pause button, it also mutes the microphone, so that's kind of actually nice. I like that feature. Skipping is also kind of cool too. The only mode you have on here really is mic and Bluetooth, or playing back in Bluetooth, right? So the mode button doesn't do much on this one, but it's also got a lot less features than the other one does too. So we can't really compare an apple to an orange on that one, okay? But I'm not giving you a rating. I can't give you links because there are none. It's a newly released product. They wanted me to check out and review for them. This is my review. You guys, you gotta fix this issue with the Wurble because it's very bad straight out, but it's still there when you play back what you did, okay? And some people would want to use this as a singing thing, and that's the thing. I mean, a child wouldn't care, but we're not giving these to little kids, okay? These are marketed not toward the kiddie market. They're marketed towards the people on the box. Teachers, tour guides, instructors, young counselors, professional clowns, etc. Now, of course, they don't talk about singing on here, but hey, people use stuff the way it doesn't. And besides, they're not going to list every possible way you can use this anyhow. But if you're going to do music with it for vocaling stuff, then it would be kind of nice that the function would actually work correctly the way it should and the way it does on our other unit. Anyways, that's what I have for you guys. Sorry for the long video. We had to do some thorough testing. I had to get my curiosity and try different things too to see. And so I hope this video really does help out the company as well to go back to their team and get this Wurble problem fixed. And if they did that at that point, then yes, I would definitely highly recommend the unit. If they can fix that problem, highly recommend it. As a more basic unit, it would definitely be very idealistic for many people out there. I mean, the only one thing I would change about this unit would be instead of having this pull-up antenna, I would put in a much better internal quality antenna that can still suck the signals in like nobody's business. Because let's face it, metal antennas are a little old school, but it works. So, but that's the only thing I would want to really see changed about this one in the end, So, it's pretty cool. Anyway, that's it. That's all. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Winbridge, too, for sending me this unit to check out for you guys. Hopefully you can fix the problems with it and send me another fixed unit, and at that time we can also do a comparison too between first version versus 2.0, the fixed unit. But yeah, definitely that's it. That's something that to me is it's a real issue that I think needs to be really sorted out. Anyways, thanks so much for watching, guys, and hanging out with me and spending the time and so much time to do this. But I had to be thorough as well. Anyways, thank you, and see ya!